Welcome to another virtual adult improv show with the LA Connection players. For some of these players today, it's their 8th show with the LA Connection. Everything is done online, and it's hosted by myself and John Darden, who also teaches this fine group of people. We're going to introduce them in just a second. The way the show goes is John makes up a lineup. I make up all the suggestions. So John doesn't know what I'm going to give all the cast. They don't know what they're going to get from me either, but they do know what games they're going to be in. So let's introduce the cast. First, our co-host and host of the show, John. And Lori. And Edison. Sandra. Colton. Marissa. Tim. Beth. And Lavelle. Again, I'm Ken Scove, and now I'm going to pass it over to our host, John Darden. And the first game you guys are going to play is Back in My Day. John will tell you how that's played. And it's going to start with microwave ovens, John. Microwave ovens. So take it away.
Okay, got it. So we're going to pretend like we're old people, and we're going to tell you what life was like when we were growing up, because it was different than what it is now. And the first thing we're going to start off with is we're going to tell you what we had to use instead of microwave ovens. So that's our suggestion, microwave ovens. The game is Back in My Day. Raise your hand when you want to go. Beth.
Well, you know, back in my day, we didn't have microwave ovens. Actually, we had the radar range, and what you had to do was take your food down to the local Air Force base, and they would cook it in the radar range. They'd put it in front of that radar thing there, and then they'd cook it that way. That was our early versions of the microwave.
Okay, good. Tim.
Well, back in my day, we didn't have anything called radar. If we want to find something, we use a stick.
and the stick we would use, Lavelle. Oh no, Lavelle, unmute yourself.
Back in my day, sticks we used for the fire, and we created an oven with the sticks and the fire. We rubbed those sticks together, and that's what we had as an oven.
Sandra.
In my day.
Back in my day, we didn't have ovens, but we sure used sticks not to cook food, but to beat the children.
Full stop. Colton.
Back in my day, we didn't have children. People just came out at the ripe old age of 47. You know, little bitches.
That's right. They were old, but we still call them bitches. Beth.
Sheer luxury, I tell you. Well, back in my day, when we were born, we were 65 when we were born. And we were old, and that was young, 65. And then we just got older from there. And then we couldn't cook anything because we couldn't stand up straight. That's back in my day.
Lori.
Back in my day, I don't want to talk about any ovens. Knish me, I'm Jewish.
That's right. Marissa, your hand was up.
Back in my day, we have a big pot and put it on top of the hot stone. And that's how we heat the food in a hot stone.
Yeah, Edson.
Oh, back in my day, we didn't use hot stones. We just used a fever forehead, you know what I'm saying, to cook those food.
Hey, Sandra.
Oh, back in my day, yes, we used the fevers like Edison, and then, my husband would fart.
And what did you use the farts for?
To keep us warm, to keep us warm.
All right, that's back in my day. Yay! Farts for warmth. Farts for warmth. What's next, Kent?
Well, we're going to play movies, John. I'm going to give you 2 letters, and I'll let you explain how it goes, and I'll give you 3 letters when you come back to me later.
Okay, great. So let's have Edison, Lavelle, Marissa, and Sandra stay on, and everybody else can minimize. So we got Edison, Lavelle, Marissa, Sandra. Okay, great. And so let's do this. Edison's going to give the title first of the movie. Sandra's going to give the synopsis or a brief explanation of the movie. And then Marissa and Lavelle are going to act out a scene from that movie. So that's what we're going to make a whole movie, Kent, from scratch, just using your letters. So I know, it's incredible. So Kent, give us our
If I only could read, John. I don't know the alphabet, but I'm going to try. How about AC? And it doesn't mean air conditioning. What's it mean in your movie? AC.
That's right. Air conditioning would be too easy, Edison. We want you to come up with a more complicated movie title. AC.
Coming to a theater near you. Active Cats.
That's right. Active Cats. Sandra, what's that movie about?
Inactive cats. There are 2 elders who hate cats, but there are active cats around.
Okay, sounds like fun. Let's see a clip from the film Active Cats.
Meow, 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 meow. I want you beside me. You ready for me? Huh? Meow, 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 meow.
Cats. Cats. I'm going to wring that little cat's neck the next time I hear a squeaking sound from her. I mean, she's just such a pussy. Ah,
I will hide from you under your skirt. Oh, meow, meow, meow.
I didn't say you can go after my pussy, little one. I said you are pussy.
I'm not after your pussy.
Believe it or not, it's a children's movie. Let's go.
Yeah.
So let's have.
We've now fallen into it between an R and an X-rated video now. The YouTube people are flagging me already in my other ear. How they know this, I don't know. It's the NSA is popped in on our show. We're being watched by the government, John. The next one is BP.
Okay,
BP. We're not talking about the oil company. BP.
We're not talking about British Petroleum. Now let's say Lavelle is going to give the title of the movie. Edison's going to give a little quick synopsis, and then Sandra and Marissa are going to act out a scene. So BP, Lavelle, and I worry what you're going to say, Lavelle. Go ahead, Lavelle. BP.
That's right. There is a P in that, John. Be very careful. Be very careful with that P letter.
Coming to the theaters soon, we have this wonderful movie called Better Protection.
Better Protection. Awesome. All right. Edison, tell us about what Better Protection the movie is.
Better Protection is about 2 friends who are starting to develop feelings for each other and have drawn themselves into a discussion.
Okay, let's see a clip from this movie. Maybe it's the 2 friends drawing themselves into the discussion. Only time will tell. Take it away, Sandra, Marissa.
I know you love me, but we have to use better protection.
Oh, I know. Big pussies.
I'm happy that you agree because, you know, taking it raw from you just we're not gonna last if we have a baby.
Oh, you know me. I like everything. I like big protection in this side of me, and I make sure you will enjoy it. I'll make sure we will have our babies in the future. Okay?
In the future.
Don't worry.
Good. In the future, good. I'm so happy you page about using better protection.
Okay, great. I don't know if I like Stranger Things too. the Better Protection sequel.
John, I've just got a note from the producer. He decided to rename the movie and make it a porno because it wasn't going well. So now it's called Big Pussy.
Okay, well, it was inevitable.
Okay.
It was inevitable.
Yeah. Things keep changing. Now, I'm not going to give any other P letters to any of the ladies anymore. But Lavelle's disappeared. I think you scared her away, Marissa. Okay, here it is. WFC.
Okay.
WFC, John.
WFC. Okay, so since Lavelle's gone, we're going to give it to Marissa. So, Marissa, you're going to tell us what this movie title is, and the letters are WFC.
There's Lavelle.
Okay, it's okay. Hey, Lavelle, welcome back. You're good. We're just getting a new movie, and Marissa's going to tell us the title. And let's say that Lavelle is going to tell us what the movie is about. And then Edison and Sandra will act it out.
Well, I love to eat. So my partner, we first cook eggplant.
Okay, good. The eggplant was an editorial addition to make it sexual, but the movie is called We First Cook. All right, and Lavelle, what is that film about? It's called We First Cook.
We have this marvelous film that everyone is going to go crazy for because it's just irresistible. You will absolutely be on your knees salivating for more of everything that we are putting out there.
Okay, good. So it sounds like it's a food-related movie. So Edison and Sandra, you're slobbering over some food. We First Cook. Let's see a scene from it.
Hey, beautiful. I'm glad you came over.
Oh, I couldn't resist. I mean, we're going to be cooking that eggplant.
Oh, we sure are. I heard it's your favorite, girl. You want some of this eggplant? I got you.
I mean, it only makes me slobber all over the place.
Dang, girl. So you got a sense of taste. I like that. All right.
I do.
So,
Can you pass the onion?
absolutely.
Let's chop it up.
I cried cutting them up.
Okay, good. See, yeah, this was it was really traumatizing for me growing up when my dad walked in when I was watching this movie. We got one more, Kent, and this one.
One more.
I think Sandra is going to give us the movie title. Is that right, Sandra? You've not yet given a movie title? Okay. And Marissa is going to define the movie. Sorry, Kent. Go ahead.
It's okay. No, I'm afraid to give the first letter to these guys, but I'm going to have to. I've already written it down. D, which I'm afraid to hear what that is. D-O-T. This one could get out of control, John. D-O-T.
Well, I've already got my idea of what I want to do. Sandra, D-O-T probably doesn't mean Department of Transportation, but what is this movie title to you, Sandra?
Coming soon to a theater near you. Dick Over There.
Okay. You know what? I give him credit for sticking to a theme. Marissa, the film called Dick Over There, what is it about?
Oh, well, I love Dick. Okay.
What's the movie about?
It's different taste. Oh, it's so good, you know. Well, I can tell you there's nothing better than anything but that one. So you better take it now. Enjoy it day and night. My lunch, my dinner, my snacks. So good.
Okay, well, that's a typical synopsis you might read on the back of a VHS. Let's go to Edison and Lavelle, who are going to act out a scene from Dick Over There, a movie about Dick's day and night.
Over there, Dick's over there. Over there, dicks are flying everywhere.
This is the one that Marissa likes.
Give it over to some dicks.
I do not come off that easily.
Let it fly, let it fly. Shoot, shoot, shoot. A dick's over there.
I know you like, you want, but then you like, you want, but then you want. So come and get it. Now.
Give it to me, give it to me, give it to me, give it to me.
Scene. Yay! I can't believe they took Hamilton in that direction.
Yeah. It's a new musical on Broadway. It's all totally naked with flying dicks everywhere. I feel like I might have to take a shower, John. I'm feeling a little bit grungy and greasy. These three ladies here, I mean, I'm telling you, what comes out of their mouth, John, what are you teaching them when I'm not around?
Mainly dicks
over there.
Very proud.
Well, the next game, yeah, very proud of your dick teaching. Okay, the next game is America's Got Talent. John, who's going to be in that? Maybe we can get away from this dirty stuff and get some real talent out here now. Okay.
Yeah, if you've stuck around this far, it's gonna clean up our act. And so I'm gonna get Beth, Colton, Lori, and Tim, and Tim is gonna be a judge alongside myself and Kent. And Beth and Colton and Lori are going to be performers on America's Got Talent. Now it looks like Lori has already got something that she's got some talent maybe that she's indicating to us. Is that right, Lori?
No, this is my tribute to the last scene we did.
Oh, I got it. It's a callback.
Okay.
And so Kent, why don't we give Colton, Beth, and Lori some talents that they might do?
Okay. I'm going to just name off 5 different talents, and whoever claims that talent first, you can put it up next to your name. If you type it in first, that's what you get. You might want to hear them all first. Magic, singing, animal noises, hand dancing, or impressions or dialects. Choose one of them. Put it next to your name. Magic, singing, animal noises, hand dancing, impressions, or dialects. Go ahead and put singing up there next to your name, Lori. She's already taking singing. You're going to be able to sing.
Okay.
I'm sorry, it's gone.
Well, you know what? We'll let Lori choose, but I don't mind if there's 2 different singers if they sing a different song. We've seen a lot of singers in this game. So why don't we do this? Imitators, great. Let's have Lori and Colton minimize, and we're going to start with Beth. And Tim and Kent and myself will get into judge mode in the same way that people watching the show have been judging the performances. Beth, the floor is yours. What's your name?
Well, I'm Carissa Carey, and thank you for having me here today. Your people were so nice to me. I can't thank them enough. And for my talent today, I'm going to play a heart-rendering rendition of Silent Night on my mouth.
Okay, that's an interesting way to phrase it.
Is everybody ready? Here we go.
Bravo. Bravo.
Thank you very much.
Let me go to Tim first, our first judge in the hat.
Yes. I'm not gonna sugarcoat it. That was awful. I mean, awful. That was not singing. That was just bopping your mouth over and over, and that was annoying as hell. That's all I have to say. Thank you.
And sorry, Tim, can you just remind the audience, who are you? And why should we listen to your opinion?
Well, first of all, I am a Broadway producer, so I know about singing. So she really got on my bad side when she didn't even sing.
That makes perfect sense. All right, let's go to
Thank
Ken.
you. Thank you very much.
Well, I thought it was probably the best rendition of Silent Night I've ever heard in my life. I didn't need to hear the words because I knew the words, and the way she was tapping her mouth and then moved off to slapping her face. I've never seen anything so good in my life. And it's kind of nice because I didn't have to hear her talk or really sing. All I get to do is hear her pound herself. And that really got me going, John.
Yeah, well, I mean, I think her pounding herself got everybody going. And I did appreciate the variance in tone and key from each note. And I could actually follow the rhythm of the song. I was very impressed. Myself, I am a contortionist. And so to see someone contort their hands in such a way to make their body a human flute was impressive to me. Thank you. Thank you very much. Let's bring out our next performer. Tough act to follow. This is a magician, I am told. A magician who's coming out next. Hey, how are you?
Hello. Yes, I am doing wonderfully. Thank you for asking. My name is Magic Coulson. That's the name. Don't wear it out. And I'm here to show you a most magical rendition of my most famous trick, the magic hands. Now pay attention. Now, to most of you, these may just seem like hands. But for those with the eye for the mysterious, you can actually tell that these are a portal to another world. Now we'll begin by bringing forth one of my most trusted companions from my hands. Here we have my good friend. I call him Ev. Yes, Ev. I can't find a good place to put you in frame, so I'll put you right there. Now, Ev is easy. Ev is merely small. One hand could bring that out, but I'm going to be trying something I've never tried before. Bringing forth an even greater creature. Now, I'm going to need all of your concentration, so please give it to me. And we begin.
Oh my God.
Thank you. Thank you.
Wow. Wow. That was quite a showstopper. Let's go to Broadway Tim. Broadway Tim, you're famous in the industry for opening plays that don't last longer than a week. What was your response to that magic?
Well, I gotta say, Magic Colton, if this doesn't work out, if being a magician doesn't work out, I think you have a great career in delivering a lot of babies, because that felt kind of painful. But I gotta say, I was impressed. That's about it.
Thank you.
Okay, well, let's go to our second judge, Kent.
Well, John, I normally don't like men who have longer hair than me and wear bras and tank tops. I just thought that was a little weird. I think he was just trying to show off his, if you notice, his shoulder, and he was showing off his stomach in one of the shots. And I think he was trying to throw us off with his magic by, showing his magnetism. I just don't understand why he's wearing a bra. But I still thought his magic was fantastic. And I'd like to see him pull an elephant out of his arm. And maybe he can do that next week.
Maybe.
Wow. Yeah. You know what? I think it was truly surprising in a great way. as a contortionist, to see this sort of a move, I understand the flexibility that it requires, and where he managed to get that large stuffed animal, I don't know. I too think he should go to medical school and deliver babies. I appreciate Magic Colton. Thank you. Very nice work.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Finally, we have our third performer. This is Lori. Hey, Lori, how are you?
Fine.
Well,
I just wanted to wear this crown because I never actually wore it. I'm going to imitate Gilda Radner doing Rosanna Dana.
Whenever you're ready.
Okay. Hi, I'm Rosanna Dana. Some people like to imitate Barbara Streisand, but not me. I'm Gilda Radner, and if it's not one thing, it's another. If it's not this, it's that. Some people have little tiny little hairs on their chin. You know, if it's not one thing, it's another. If it's not this, it's that. And now I truly have a crown because I'm in heaven.
Oh, what a nice ending. Tim, I'm sure there's nothing bad you could say about this performance, even though you're a hardened, harsh Broadway producer.
Well, the best thing I could put up with is that you gave it a great effort. But I'm a personal, fan of Gilda Radner, and I gotta say, I just could not get over the fact that you couldn't even get the energy right. I mean, when you're gonna do impressions, you gotta go for it, and you kind of went like halfway. I mean, in Broadway, you either go all the way with it or you just get out of the way. There's no middle ground. Remember that.
Put your money where your mouth is.
That's right, Tim. If you should finance her one-woman show, and maybe. Okay, that's not a no. Of course, any judge with a scarf and a hat inside is going to be harsh. Kent, to you.
Well, I just wanted to, if you could pull the mask down for a second and just get a close-up of her. I thought that anybody who wears nipples on the outside of their dress that far apart, that was an act in itself for me. I would vote for just to see that again. I've never seen nipples that far apart.
Indeed. Well, I have, I'll never forget it. For me as a contortionist, I love the way in which the impression itself was a contortion, because you were playing Gilda Radner, playing a character, and that character was playing her own attitude. It was like a Russian nesting doll inception of an imitation. For that, I give you a lot of credit. I hope, and indeed, we have another reminder of the faith of the performer.
Wait a minute, this is a pen that blows bubbles.
Well, you can't deny that's showmanship, Tim. All right, that's wow. America's Got Talent. Thank you, performers, and thank you, judges.
So, John, we're moving on to a piece called Opening Lines. So that I think your whole cast comes in this one. I'm going to give you the opening line, John, and then you can take it away by calling on people. The opening line is, "This is the last time," and they'll fill in the rest of the line. We'll start with, cool. This is the last time.
Every scene's going to begin with that. This is the last time. So raise your hand. Let's get two people to do the first scene. I got Tim and I got Sandra. This is the last time.
Tim, this is the last time I peg you.
I know. I'm sorry. I'm just behind the times. I've been in quarantine for far too long, and I'm losing tracks of time.
Understandable, but I'm not kidding when I say this is the last time. Do you know how hard it is for me? Literally, it won't go in.
I'm sure it is. I'm sure it is. But hey, how am I supposed to know things? I mean, I'm still using Twitter right now. I haven't even decided to use TikTok or whatever. I mean, like I said, heck, I even still have a MySpace account. That's how behind the times I am.
All right, I understand him. Listen, I just wasn't planning on it being such a workout for me, trying to make things happen for you. But, MySpace, I get it.
Okay, good scene. Who hasn't been pegged during quarantine? Let the person who hasn't been pegged during quarantine throw the first stone. Okay, 2 more people. Yeah, Beth and Colton. This is the last time.
This is the last time I let you put your big dick in my big pussy.
Look, I'm sorry. I'm just saying I'm a big fan of my dog, big dick. He really likes your cat, big pussy. I get it, might squish him, might like end its life, but they're so cute together, just wrapping around each other. Like, I mean, I know big dog, tiny cat.
Yeah, I know.
Sorry,
It takes a long time for animals to get along. And so I like visiting you. You have a very nice house. I mean, Ronkonkoma is a very nice neighborhood, but I just can't bring my pussy over there every time.
Well, look, maybe what this is maybe you've got some deep-seated mental problems that you got to work out. Maybe that's why you named your cat Big Pussy, compensating for something?
Me? Mental problems? You're talking about me with mental problems? Really? You had to bring that up, didn't you? You had to bring up mental problems. You know about my mother. You know that my father killed himself because he had mental problems. That's right. Bring it all up. See if I care.
And scene. Okay, great. Sort of the spiritual sequel to the first scene. Let's get 2 more people. This is the last time. Edison, Lavelle.
Lavelle, I swear to God, this is the last time I'm hearing that woman shout about her big pussy.
It's a pussy thing. What can I say?
Oh my God.
It's like,
Lavelle,
if you got it, flaunt it.
Lavelle, this is supposed to be Los Angeles, okay? We were supposed to live in a very, very peaceful city, but it's not. And I'm sick and tired of hearing this lady yell about her big pussy, all right?
Okay. What would you prefer? Would you prefer she yell about her tight pussy? Then you'd want to climb over,
Okay.
and join the party.
Look, one person can deal with so much pussy. We don't need any more, all right? we don't need more than one pussy.
Okay, one pussy. I got one pussy, and one pussy is enough. Okay.
Oh,
Okay, good. Scene. Of course, the classic one pussy is enough. I have that tattoo right here. Who's next? Lori and Marissa.
This is the last time I let you play with my Elvis Monopoly.
Wow, that is so awesome. I will be playing with that the last time today. No problem. I will do. And, I have to go to this salon to have an Arabian shaving around my pussy.
And scene. Good job. Way to bring it home. We all were wondering how you were going to work pussy into the scene. It was difficult. It wasn't an easy insertion, but you managed to stick it into the scene. Kent, let's go to another game.
Well, John, I just have to tell you now, I'm going to actually go down to the fire department and have them hose me with a high-pressure hose now. The shower's not going to work. Okay, I haven't heard this word that many times in this short a period in my life. So this is a new record for me, John. The next game is good, bad, worse. So you think things were going to things would get better? Now we get advice, good, bad, and the worst advice after we've just seen all this? Good luck, John. Who's in this game?
So I want Tim, Beth, and Sandra to stay out. And you know, life has a funny way of you know, surprising you. And so today has been an interesting, fun surprise. We've learned a lot about anatomy, and we can have Marissa minimize, and Tim's going to give good advice, Sandra's going to give bad advice, and Beth is going to give the worst advice. So Kent, what's a question that someone might have looking for advice?
I'm afraid to tell you, John, because I just realized that Beth is giving the worst advice. I'm very scared for the team right now. What's the best way to break up with someone? Can I get some advice on that? The best way to break up with someone?
That's a good question. Tim, what's some good advice?
Well, how to break up with someone? Well, I think it all has to do with communication. That's one thing. Number two is I feel like you need to at least talk to them. First, tell them, listen, I don't think this is going to work out. Because again, I feel like you don't need to end on bad terms. If you're good with the person, then just talk with them. If it's really bad, then that I'm not going to go any further with that. Let's just leave it at that.
Okay, good. So yeah, just be the big person and talk to them. That's good advice. What's some bad advice, Sandra?
Listen, Kent, John, you need to break up with somebody. You make them feel like they're the best thing in the world, and then you ghost them. Done, over, done.
Yeah, that is bad advice, to treat someone really well and then never talk to them ever again. What's the worst advice for breaking up with someone, Beth?
Well, listen, here's what you do. First of all, you go down to your local hardware store. You know, not one of those new hardware stores like, you know, those huge hardware stores, you know, where they have shelves that are a mile high and you can never find anything. And then when you get there, there's never anybody to help you. And then when you ask somebody what it is, they say it's not my department, or they're just on break. No, not one of those stores. Go to one of those little stores like on the corner that's got a name like Joe's Hardware, you know, and it's got those wood floors that you walk on and they creak along, you know, when you walk on them, and then buy a box of those number 2 nails. Number 2, not number 3 nails, not number 1. You can ask him if you're not sure what a number 2 nail is. Look for some old guy who looks like he knows what he's talking about, and you get a box of those number 2 nails. And then you take them back, and maybe get 2 boxes, because sometimes 1 box isn't enough. So then you take them back, and you go back to this person who you never want to see again, and you take all the nails and you spread them all on the driveway, so they can't, when they drive out of the driveway to try to come see you, all the tires are flat and they can't see you. Then you go to your cell phone and you take a picture and you send them a picture of your big pussy.
And we, you know, amazing way to tie it back in. Ken.
I wasn't sure where that was going for a while, John. It seemed like that was a mini series, and it ended with big pussy. That's just really
Talk to me. We'll talk. Okay. I'll send my people to your people.
Now, my God, I think she might be on meth. Okay, here's the next question. A police pulls you over, John, for speeding. What's some good advice when you roll down the window to talk to the cop? What would you say?
That's easy. I almost stepped on a potential future joke, so I'll let people make the jokes here. Tim, what's some good advice for what to do when the cops pull you over?
Well, it's very simple. Be polite and do what they say. If they ask for your registration and all that stuff, then just give it to them. I mean, if you're a respectable citizen, you got nothing to worry about.
Yeah, you got nothing to hide, so be honest and be respectful and communicate. Okay, that makes sense. Sandra, what's some bad advice for getting pulled over by a cop?
I agree with Tim. You pull over. Flirt with him. Hey, get him nice and hot. And then you take off. You go. He's not even in his car. You got all this time ahead. Just go. Fast as you can.
Okay, that's a bad advice, to get the cop all horned up and then run away. And Beth, what's the worst advice for getting pulled over and talking to a cop?
This is too simple. This is much too simple. You invite the cop over, you know, to come over to your car. You say, hello, Mr. Officer. Always call them Mr. Officer. They love being called officers, you know, because at home, their wives don't call them officers, or their husbands don't call them officers. They call them, hey, you know. So if somebody says I'm officer, they think, remember, oh, yeah, I'm an officer. Thank you for reminding me. So that's a good way to start. So you sit down and you talk about home building, okay? And then after you've talked about home building for a little while, you go over to the local hardware store. Not the big hardware store with all the shelves way up there where you can't reach them. No, you go to the little hardware store that's called John's Hardware Store, and you get a box. And you get a box of number 3 nails this time. Number 3 nails. And you come back and you take on, you have them, you shove them on the back, say, we're going to do that. And then you accidentally spill all the nails all around the car, his car, and you take off and you leave. And then, of course, you shoot him a picture of your big pussy.
Okay. We ate it there.
Oh. Wow, John. I'm very scared of the worst advice. Very, very scared. I'm beginning to wonder if she owns John's hardware store. All right, here's the third question and your final question, John, because my head's going to explode. How do you take care of your first baby, okay? You and your wife are coming back, or you and your husband are coming back for the hospital with your first baby. And now you're this first night, maybe first week. What's some good advice on how to take care of this first baby that I'm kind of freaking out about? I'm just praying that pussy is not in this one.
Yeah.
Because it came out of it already came out already. We don't need to put it back in.
Okay. Tim, what's some good advice for dealing with your newborn?
Okay. Okay. So handling a newborn is definitely a challenge. I know I've changed a lot of diapers. So I would say, first of all, you got to have like an intolerance to like crying. Number 2, you got to have a lot of caffeine because you may be staying up all through the night. And also have a lot of diapers on hand and make sure you get like at least enough sleep, have enough food. And if you need more help, I would say get like a relative. I would say like a grandparent or another relative that has handled, like these sort of issues.
Hey, that's some great advice. So, make sure you get help and you get caffeine and you take care of the baby. Sandra, what's some bad advice for dealing with the new baby?
Best way to deal with a new baby, you have to plan this a couple of months before the baby's born. You eat a lot of sugar, get gestational diabetes. The baby will be a little stressed out, will have to stay in the NICU for at least 2 weeks, if not longer. The nurses there train your baby, you get your baby back all prepped.
Okay, great. That's hyper specific. So you get the baby sick, so it has to stay in the hospital longer, so it cuts down your raising time. Beth, what's the best advice for dealing with a new baby?
Well, listen, babies are very special, and you got to be really careful. So when you're coming home with the new baby, cuddle it up. Make sure all the blankets are nice and warm, and cuddle it up. And when you're driving toward home, the first thing you should do is stop at one of those really big hardware stores. Not even the size of Lowe's. I mean, mega Lowe's. I need Lowe's like. And the rafters are going to go up like 3 times as high. And there's nobody who works there. You can just walk around and go over to where like there's a section where you can put in some nice bedding and just build yourself a nice little house back in the corner. Because the store's so large, no one's going to know that you're there anyway. I mean, even if you're there and you want to buy something, they never know you're there anyway. So you go back and you get somebody. They got plumbing there. You can put in plumbing. They got lawn and yard equipment. You can put in there. They got bricks. You can build yourself a nice little area to stay and get all nice and cozy and settle back and relax. And remind yourself not to let every traveler nick into your big pussy.
Well, we knew it was coming, and it's always shocking.
Well, John, I learned a lot from the 3 of them, what not to do. But Tim gave me some good advice. The other 2, I'm not so sure I'm going to be using that advice. In fact, I'm just scared of women's anatomy now. John, we're moving on to a podcast.
Great.
Moving on to a podcast. Do you want to know what the subject for the podcast is?
Pussy?
No, it was the second choice. I actually scratched it off because I had that written down. Then I had dick second, and that I had to scratch that off. So now I'm going to go with lockdowns. But I'm sure the podcast will probably get some pussy in there somewhere just because they'll be calling in and they're all locked down. We're locking down again, John. Let's deal with this in our podcast.
Yeah, let's do it. Let's get Edison and Lori out here. Colton's going to be their guest, and the lockdown is the subject of this podcast. And it's been hard to get pussy during the lockdown, as everyone knows. Whether that's going to be addressed or not, we're not sure. So this game is called Podcast. Edison and Lori, lockdown. Take it away. Bring in Colton after a couple minutes, and I'm going to press play on the podcast.
Of course, Lori. That's when I started to smoke some crack. Oh, sorry. Oh, hello, everyone. Welcome to the 30 and Under podcast. I am Edison, your host, and this is your other host, Lori. Lori, how you doing?
Oh, I'm just great. You know, I'm a big fan of Johnny Depp. He gave me this hat when I interviewed him about 3 years ago at a podcast.
That is right.
This was his Pirates hat.
Really?
Yeah. And he also gave me this one from the Mad Hatter. It's a little off. See the centers over there? Because
how did you get it, Lori?
Alice in Wonderland, he gave it to me because they're a little crazy. You know, the Mad Hatter's a little crazy because when they made those hats, they went mad because there was too much mercury at that time in the hats. So they actually went mad and they have like off goofy hats.
Okay.
There was too much. They went crazy.
I
should know, right?
I bet they did, Lori.
Okay, so let's talk about lockdowns. There's special types of lockdowns. Lockdowns in a jail or lockdowns in a mental institution. What type of lockdowns are we talking about today, Edison?
Well, today we're talking about the lockdowns to where you can keep yourself comfortable. And now we are here to bring in an expert that's going to tell you the most comfortable way to be able to relax in a lockdown, no matter what kind of lockdown it is. You know, lockdown, like you said, prison, mental institution, relationships. Now, we're going to bring out our expert today, Colton, calling out here all the way from Eagle, Colorado. Colton, can you hear me? Colton? Colton?
Hello. Yes. Hi. Can you hear me?
Yeah, we can hear you just fine.
Okay.
Yeah. So, Colton, I heard you've been working on a new project to keep people comfortable in lockdown situations. What do you have for us?
Yes. I've been working on it's essentially what it is. It's a guide to being comfortable.
Please tell us how it works.
So essentially, like, I can't give you all the secrets because you're gonna have to buy my new book here. How to be comfortable, but I can give you some tips. So some things is you want to find something soft, and you kind of just want to lay in that for a long time. That's good for relaxing. And if you don't have anything soft, then human bodies or like a slight dip in the ground also works. Weirdly enough, like curved ground also kind of feels soft a little bit when you're lying in it because how the back is, Some other things you can do too. Separate your workspace from your relaxation space from your sleep space. If you keep just very small areas where you're only in when you're doing a specific thing. So for example, right at your desk is where you do work. And when you're away from your desk, you are done doing work. When you're in your bed, say, that is exclusively for sleeping or relaxing, nothing else. If you keep those distinctive spaces, then it trains your mind a little bit as if you weren't trapped in the same place for months on end.
Yes, Colton, could you be a little more clear as to what type of lockdowns is? If there's an earthquake coming up and they lock everybody in the classroom, what type of lockdowns are you talking about?
I mean, any of them. I mean, you could be like setting a large lock on the table. You could be in a prison. You could be, stay-at-home order for a pandemic. There could be an earthquake happening and they lock everybody in the building. bold strat. But yeah, it can work for any lockdown. It translates well to some of it. But I think that's all my time for today. I have some sheep to feed, so I'll see you all later.
Well, everyone, that was Colton coming in
Am I
from Mingo,
gone?
Colorado.
Am I gone? Okay.
Colton, we still hear you.
Cut the sheep feed.
Well, everyone,
Sheep.
that is Colton, everyone.
Just
Colton,
put
thank
it.
you for
Put
coming in. And
no, in front of
Thank you.
in front of the sheep.
Thank you, Edison. I love you.
I love you too, Lori. Thank you for joining the 30 and Under podcast, guys. Thank you. Thank you.
Okay, great. Great. That may have been the first game without the word "we dare not speak." Good. That was an interesting podcast. Kent, what do we got next?
We're going to be playing Blank News, and you wanted me to give you who they're doing the news for. Beatniks.
Okay, wow.
Very big in the late 50s, early 60s, the Beatnik.
Of course. So, of course, this is like hippies in the 50s, but pre-hippie, more artsy, if you will. Artsy poets from the 50s, we'll say. Hipsters from the 50s. Colton and Lavelle are going to be hosting this news broadcast. Marissa is going to be the reporter on the ground. And this is news for Beatniks. All right. Good luck, Colton. And I will hand it off to them. This is Blank News.
Good morning, America. Welcome back to the News at 6. My name is Colton. I'm here with my co-host, Lavelle. We're here to tell all of you lovely people about what's going on today in the world of the Beatnik. Now, our top story today is that a new train line has been constructed in between the cities of Minneapolis and Chicago. So now there is a much larger Beatnik population that's ready to go straight down to the middle of the Midwest, Minneapolis, Minnesota. Great place, kind of cold.
Oh, yeah. All the beats are on the beat. I mean, they are ready to jam it, and we are out here and we are ready to get some real genuine beatniks. We haven't seen the beatniks since the 50s, and we are lucky enough to have a real genuine beatnik. And
that is correct. I believe we've got her just on the air right now. Can we hear anything? Yes, we're looking for Marcia. Marcia, are you here? Marissa,
Yes,
my apologies.
Yes, I'm here. I'm
yes.
here at
Where are you at?
the corner of under the Hollywood sign in Hollywood Hills. And I tell you something. It's a lot of beatniks around here. And they're saying hello to me one by one. And I'm scared to go in because, I'm scared to touch them because they're trying to shake my hands.
They sound like very friendly people.
Yeah, very friendly, but kind of scary too. But they are so lovely people because all of them are trying to climb up that Hollywood sign, and one of them is just trying to hang himself a little bit and with smile. So,
Can you confirm for me? You might be there with the people who actually turned the Hollywood sign into the Hollyweed sign. Can you confirm that?
Well, yes, at the back of it, so it will not be shown, so no police will follow them.
Yes.
It's very discreet. I am learning right now, and then they're all kind of taking off their clothes and having just bathing suit and having fun, and that is like awesome. I would like to do that, but I cannot show anything, So here I am, Marissa, reporting on the ground. Back to you, Colton.
Thank you very much for that report there, Marissa. And now we'll be back in a couple hours to tell you more about what's going on in the world of LSD. Thank you. Good night.
And good night. Sorry, Lavelle, you want to say one more thing?
well, I wanted to see an orgy because the beatniks, from what I understand, all indulged in orgies. So
I believe that is a decade too early for you. You might be looking for the 60s.
Oh, you're so naive, Colton. You're so naive. Okay, good job, everybody. That was Blank News. Ken, we got one more game left.
Our final game today, John, is Challenge. and they're going to be challenging, is snow better than rain? So whoever you want to start that challenge off with, John, is snow better than rain?
Okay, which is better, snow or rain, Lori?
Snow is so much better because you can ski. All rain does to snow is make it frozen, and then you slip on it when you're trying to snow and break something.
Anyone want to challenge that? Colton.
Rain is clearly superior because you hear a lot of good songs about rain. You ain't hear shit about snow. Yeah, maybe around Christmas time. Does the challenge go through?
Yeah, well, you just kept going. I'll accept it. Yeah, why don't you talk about? Oh, Lavelle's got something. We might have Lavelle.
I challenge because, in fact, you cannot dash through the rain, but you can dash through the snow.
Yeah, it's a great song. Sorry, Colton. You gave us the opening. We took it. Lavelle, talk about how Christmas songs have embedded meanings.
Christmas songs are inside of every Christmas song. There's a little bit of jingle. Jingle. What is jingle in Jingle Bells? Let me tell you.
Colton, challenge.
Bells don't exist. They're a conspiracy by the young people.
Okay, step forward, Colton. Talk about how you don't believe in acoustics.
You ever seen a bell with proper acoustics? No, because they're fake bell curves. Those were just invented to make stupid people seem smart. Yeah, Liberty Bell, more like
Beth,
Liberty Hell.
Oh, Beth's challenging.
There is no hell near the Liberty Bell.
That's right, Beth's challenge. I accept Beth's challenge, and I hope that it continues in rhyme.
I'm sorry. What did you say? You want me to go on? Well, I'll tell you why anyway, just in case. There is no hell is down below the Liberty Bell. Liberty Bell's pretty far down there. I mean, it's kind of like at ground level, and hell is like supposed to be like below ground level. So you really wouldn't have them to be in the same place unless you were in an alternate time continuum, which means you'd have to go out to the planet Zork, because the planet Zork is the only place where, because of anti-gravity, from what's below ends up being above, and what's above ends up being below, and that's how Mr. Yashenko, even though he had a smaller piece of land than Mr. Abramowitz, Mr. Yashenko's land was actually worth more than Mr. Abramowitz's land.
Okay, let's go to Tim for the challenge. Beth got a lot in there. Go ahead, Tim.
You know what? Forget it.
Let's go to Marissa.
Challenge. Right now we're in hell. What are you talking about? Every minute, every seconds, we're in hell. So deal with it.
Tell us more, Marissa. Tell us about how life itself is a waking hell.
Every morning you wake up, you yawn, you have to jog to clear up your mind. Never clears up. Getting full all the time, in seconds, in hours.
Challenge, walking is better than jogging.
Okay, tell us about walking, Tim.
I walk every day. I walk to the store. I walk to the park. I walk even at night. It is relaxating.
Edison.
Challenge. Look, I hate people who are slow. Okay, I need more consistency from people. I need consistency in life, John.
Okay, it seems like an implicit attack on Tim's walking, but let's go for it. Edison, talk about why you need consistency.
Look, if we keep going at a 5-mile-per-hour limit, we're not going to get anywhere in life, John. That's why we got to jog. We got to jog. We need consistency.
Okay.
Not too fast, but consistent.
If you want consistency, wait for the eventual heat death of the universe, where entropy will make everything equal and there will be nothing.
Okay, I'm just curious. Sandra, what was your challenge?
I wanted to challenge consistency. Where's the fun in that if everything's so predictable?
It's hard for me to process that challenge, Sandra. I'm still focused on the end of the universe over here. Colton, what happens when the universe ends? Tell us.
Well, essentially, all things will kind of just mellow out into a soup of consistent heat. There will be nothing. All things will break down. All energy will be neutral across the board.
Challenge. It's global cooling is gonna kill us. We're gonna go through another ice age.
Ooh. Lori.
If you'd only read this book, Greek Myths for Young Children, you would know more than you know.
That's true. That's true. I did read that book, but I was disappointed there wasn't any pussy. Hey, that's our show. That was challenge. That's our show. Kent, back to you.
Well, let me introduce our fine cast today. Of course, the co-host and the director of this team, John.
Hey,
excellent work again, John. And let's hear it for Colton.
Hello.
And Lavelle. And Marissa. Lori. Edison. Sandra. Tim.
Thank you very much, and good night.
And of course, the big P herself, Beth. Well, John, that's our show. I'm Kent Scove. I'm the host of a lot of other shows. You can go see all our shows on the LAC Comedy YouTube channel. We've got 11 different teams. John directs 4 of those teams. I direct 7, and we're going to continue to expand. And hopefully we'll get our theater at the LA Connection in Burbank open next year. Let's wave goodbye, everybody. We'll see this team in another 4 weeks.